Okay, Shalom. We're still on Moor, but because of where it left off, to try to get rid of the confusion or the misdirection of the right path, we got on the term of were these Moors Israelites. So I'm gonna get back to the story of the Moor, which is the same people, but according to just the foundation, not into the dogma, the idea, theology, and all these things, but the people. So, because we were on the Israelites, let me see, who was this by? I came across this article called Azareth in America, the Leni Lenape Nanako Nation of Azareth in America. Now, you'd have to do your own research because I don't know nothing about this. It's just information I found. It says, first Native Americans were Israelites. They called the land Azareth. The Apocryphal book of Esdras reveals the journey of the Israelites to America. Azareth. The story of the Israelite migration into the Americas can be traced back to the Apocryphal book of Esdras 2, which states that the Israelites journeyed from Assyria to a land where no human being had ever lived. It also states the journey to America, Azareth, took 18 months. 2nd Esdras 13:40-45. These are the 10 tribes that were taken away from their own land into exile in the days of King Hoshea, whom Shalom, king of the Assyrians, made captives. He took them across the river. They were taken into another land, but they formed this plan for themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the nations and go to a more distant region where no human being had ever lived. Through that region there was a long way to go, a journey of a year and a half, and that country is called Azareth. The original Israelite Native Americans were known as Leni Lenape and were led by a high priest known as the Kohanzik. These original Native Americans became known as the Leni Lenape. The name Leni Lenape means the original man. Many other tribes refer to the Lenape as the ancient ones. The Leni Lenape were originally led by an Israelite high priest called Kohanzik. The Holy Quran states that the Israelites were given both the eastern and the western lands. The western lands refers to the Azareth, which became known as America. Surah 7:1-37. And we made the people who were deemed weak to inherit the eastern lands and the western ones, which we had blessed. And the good word of Yahuah was fulfilled in the children of Israel, because they bore up sufferings patiently. And we utterly destroyed what Pharaoh and his people had wrought and what they built. All right, just that one. Then it got, now I came across another article, Rasta Livewire, the Lost Moors Ibhri Israelites of Sao Tome, the Hebrew tribes of Biafra, by Oro Abuchi. And then I'm not going to read all this, I'm just going to read a little bit of it. The Moors, anglicized or Moros, or Moro, meaning children of light and not the light children, can be translated as sons of civilization. They colonized Europe and helped to bring modern civilization to them. They dominated Europe for 400 years. The Moors were originally Africans, and they first arrived in Europe in Andalusia, Spain in 711. Andalusia means year of Musa, a terrible year where Musa lost so much of his warriors, but they persisted, and from then on, they conquered the whole Spain and forced part of Italy in subjugation. These black Moors ruled Spain for 300 initial years and then spurned into Europe, subjecting much of Europe for altogether 700 years. So that it was on their date, September 11, 2009, Don J.D. Okay, let's see. You can look that up if you have time. Then another article says the real Israelites. This was by Scarweird, Searwerd, and on his date of May 27, 2011, under Israelite Knowledge. It was titled History: The Marranos, the Black Moorish Jews of Spain and Benin, Guinean Coast, Part 1. Ogiofo, if I messed up your name, bro, I apologize. Ogiofo Uno. Let's see here, who else? This is by Brother Taja. Let me see, who is this? Brother Taja Doc Shah. And then his title was Ouachita Muurs, Muur, Cherokees, Navajo, Asiatics, Israelites, Prehistoric Mound Builders. This is an episode of Taja Undaunted National, Deprogrammed Enlighter by Taja Doc Shah. Then I'm just going to read a little bit. It says, prerequisite right knowledge to opening the 7 seals, which contain secret information known only to Yahuah, unto the Lamb Lion. He said Yahuah Shah was found worthy to open the book, scroll, and to look on the contents. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. The prophecy shall be sealed up, not understood to the end of the age. This right knowledge is prerequisite prior to the second coming and opening of the 7th seal. Excuse me. Okay. There was so much more. So what I'm saying is, all these people are the same people. There's another article I want to read to you. This is oh yeah, this was it right here. Let's see if I have time. Let's see, break it down. This was Muurs, Moors. Untold, it says Untold Black History. Blacks were the first Americans. And then also I thought about another one. It was the story of the Califians. Queen, was it Latifah? I believe it was. Okay. But this one says, who are the Moors, the Muurs, the indigenous mother culture of pyramid mound building societies. Moor, Muur, is the ancient name for the original people of the earth based on ancient teachings of the indigenous people of Ouachita River Valley and its tributaries. The indigenous proprietary inhabitants of this part of Americas recognized ourselves as Moors, Muurs. Modern Western settlers in our land called us lost race, the mound builders of Muur. So what it appears to me, they have all these different names for the same people, or various tribes of the same people. Western history labeled us as Ouachita Indians or Ouachita. Then a thought came to me, Washington Redskins. And our indigenous Carib family of the Caribbean islands as West Indians. But it is a fact that we all did not migrate here from the subcontinent of India. We are the indigenous mound building cultures. Our pre-American nations formed a harmonious empire of communities across North and South America, centered around pyramid mounds constructed of earth. And yes, we love and respect our ancient Indian family of the Ganges and Indus River Valley regions. These origins are home to the ancient Dravidians, Sutras, and indigenous Dalits, who are still marginalized in a caste system that has been institutionalized since colonial times, but is slowly eroding into justice for females and a darker people of ancient indigenous heritage. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of it, but I just use that as well, just to tie in that I believe that we're all the same people, maybe just different tribes, names, labels, however you want to, enough disrespect. No disrespect, but just using terms to try to tie everybody together. I believe it's everybody the same people. That's what I believe. So. Let me go where I left off from the beginning about the origin of the Moor. M-O-O-R. The second theory was developed mainly in the first half of the 20th century as part of the quest of French colonial authorities to discover and emphasize pre-Islamic customs among Berber Muslims population, since such customs and ways of life were believed to be amenable and assimilable to French rule, legitimizing the policy that Berbers would be governed by their own customary law rather than Islamic law. And consequently, the main proponents of this theory were scholars such as Nahum Slosh, who worked closely with French authorities. Other scholars such as Andre Gomberg and Simon Levy also favored it. Okay, let's see. All right, let me move on to the last video, and that we should be finished.